Hey guys, what's up? This is Pete. I just wanted to shoot a quick video um, to answer a question that I've been getting a lot recently, and it's probably my fault for not answering it in the seller script and deal sheet module last time. So I pulled up the deal sheet and the seller script here, and the question is, what do you do when they have prescription labels on the box and it's covering the expiration date? Obviously, the expiration date is somewhere on the front of the box usually. Most likely it's not on the bottom. I think there's maybe one or two brands that they put the expiration date on the bottom, but for the most part it's either on the side of the box or the back of the box. And if they have a prescription label, it's smacked onto the front or the side of the box and it wraps around sometimes the entire box. So what do you do in that situation, since obviously I told you that you don't want them to remove their prescription labels for the sake of keeping the boxes in good condition? Okay, there is a way around it. Okay, it's not a perfect be all know all that the expiration date is going to be good. But generally, what you can do is you can have them look on the label, okay, and see what the origination date is, and there's also a use by date. So there's an origination date, which means the day that they picked it up from the pharmacy, and a use by date. Okay, the use by date is not one of the two. I mean, it's good. The origination date is usually the one that I try to look for. Um, Basically, if they just picked if you're calling them and they say, "Hey, I have one box. Here's the origination date that's on the prescription label," and it's today's date, like they just picked it up from the pharmacy, that usually means that the product is pretty good and pretty new, right? So if they tell you that the origination date is from a year ago, that means that they picked it up from the pharmacy a year ago. So it might be a little bit hard to decipher that the product is a in the range of expiration dates that we buy. And also the use by date. The use by date is for their prescription specifically. So if they're supposed to use their 100 count box within a 1 month time span, that's what it'll say, use by. They do not go by the manufacturer's use by date, which is what we need. We need the manufacturer date. Okay, we don't need the dates on the prescription labels. We're asking them this so that we can try to determine what the expiration date is on the label. Now, this is just kind of a hazard of the business. Every once in a while, you might get something that everything looks good. You ask the correct questions about the expiration dates on the label, and then you get home and you go to take your label off the box, if you're taking your labels off the box, and then you notice that the date is not good. Okay, sometimes that happens. Unfortunately, it's just a hazard of the business. But most of the time, and I would say 90% of the time, that is a good way of trying to figure out what the expiration date is if they can't see it because the label is on the box. Okay. There is, again, certain scenarios where some pharmacies do have very old boxes, depending on where they're located or the amount of clients that they have that use test strips. They might not go through them that fast, so they don't have to stock up as often. So again, that's really the best way around it, is to look for the use by date and the origination date on the box. So the closer that the origination date is to the day that you're talking to them, the better. Okay, you can pretty much know that the date on the box is going to be good, the manufacturer's date on the box. Okay, and I think that would answer that question. Okay, so get out there, get some deals, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.